Alright, welcome back in time and eternity.
We need to get a fucking cake from Ricardo. Great.
Yay. Alright. Was it for... I don't even remember where he was.
Oh, I remember, the fan club is like, I think in one of the canyon parts. Where the fuck are we going?
I'm trying to check... Oh, there you go. Oh, there's a side conversation in it. It's the hateful I think it's a hateful.
Okay. I'll give the game this. It's neat that they actually point out where you can get cool side conversations on the map here. You know, showing when that stuff's available and where. It does. Yeah. It does help cut down on some of the drudgery that they could have easily have kept in.
It's one good decision amongst a myriad of train wrecks.
It's weird because a lot of games don't do that actually. So, you know, okay, God, what was that game where I pointed out where it did make good... Oh yeah, it's like Quantum Break, you know? Quantum Break, Quantum Break was a game that made a lot of good decisions that a lot of good games don't make. The problem is that it was buried under a lot of crap. And just like this game, it deals with time travel.
I don't know, Joe, but the only really majorly... A cool thing that I take for Quantum Break is that is the option to disable copyrighted music, which is
that's my point, though. It was far and few between good ideas that you don't see in other games.
Ain't true, but yeah.
This music matches the mood so well.
Alright, let's try and find that... oh, there it is, right here. It's right here at the beginning, hopefully.
Does it count as normal jazz or a variant Java?
Fortunately, the game had mercy on me. Alright,
Blues more like, I guess?
Alright, Jove, it's you and me.
Oh, I think I know what side conversation this is, too.
Hey, Toki, are you tired? Do you want to take a break?
Well, let's see.
Just started the part.
Toki, hello? Did you hear me? Earth to Toki.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Oh, God, I was having a terrible nightmare while I was stuck in a weird time-traveling pod and... Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
What's wrong? You seem kind of distracted.
Well... Look at that tree over there. Unlike the reality tree, this one actually exists.
Toki, Tokyo Matoa, watch out for the tree.
It's very intriguing. Huh?
Fucking... Can I close the park
really?
yet?
Dad jokes? You're not even a dad yet, Drake.
Sorry, that was just me being stupid. Again,
thank you.
Okay, I'll forgive you because you admitted.
Really? I thought it was actually pretty clever.
Well, that's because Tokyo, you have no taste. That's the thing. That's the thing, Teo. We're back at this shtick. Do something stupid, admit that it's stupid, and it equals joke.
I'd rather that with just the stupid bit being played completely straight.
There is a certain threshold to the whole pointing out something is stupid thing. Like, you know, if it is the characters acknowledging that it was just a bad joke, it's not so much them saying, I know what I'm doing is stupid. It's more, okay, when we're doing the more I know what I'm doing is stupid thing, that's more like where there's a sense of pretense, where they absolutely knew. Whereas with Zach, he was just giving an honest effort at a joke. I feel so weird that I have to defend this. They say if you climb all the way to the top, your wish will come true.
That's a stupid belief.
Yeah.
Maybe it just happens to work for everyone who's dumb enough to get to the top. There was a tree near the castle I used to try to climb when I was a kid.
Man, that's a really bad tree texture, Toki. You see that? It looks like it comes from a PS2 game. Really? Wow, you were a more adventurous little girl than I realized.
I mean, I literally wield a gun and knife, so yeah, I was adventurous. I could never quite do it, though.
Unfortunately, since we don't have that much of a budget, we're not gonna get like in Lautrec where we see her trying to climb a tree and falling on her ass like Sophie did.
Less of a budget.
3DS game had more budget than this.
Less of a budget than Dr. Lautrec. That's low.
Well, Jova, to be fair, Dr. Lautrec had a shit ton of voice acting for a 3DS game.
Like I said, Dr. Lautrec...
It also compensated by, you know, reducing the cutscene to having almost no 3D models and only using sprites.
That being said, yeah, what Teo said, that being said, even though it had a shit ton of voice acting, it made up for that by having the sprites never move. So
Well, yeah.
The Mega 10 and Nintendo 3DS games also employ that kind of tactic, sort of.
Yeah, you know, for a 3DS game, that stuff's more forgivable. On a console game, okay, it better be a very cheap console game, unless that's the sort of art style you're going for. Yep, just watch me. Okay,
I wonder what's gonna happen.
Will Toki be able to climb the
We're gonna
tree
see
and
her.
get her
We're
whistle?
gonna see her panties.
Huh? Huh? Well, at least she's not making stupid orgasming noises like Vanille probably would've.
Jeez, I can't watch. This is making me so nervous. Then intervene. Do something. Tell her not to do this.
Hey, gotta
Burn the
give her
tree.
some freedom.
Oh.
Toki, what happened?
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm
dun.
fine. I just lost my grip for a second. Don't worry. Ha, fake out, cheeky.
Cheeky breaky.
Plus, even if I fall, I don't have anything to worry about. After all, you're here, and clearly I did not study physics.
He's a little dragon. What can he do if you fall? It's not
You'll
like he can
catch me
stand
if
your
I
weight.
fall, right?
He can't stand your weight. You dumb bitch. Like,
Okay, yeah.
it's not a matter of where Zach grips you. It's a simple matter of weight ratio.
Okay.
Okay?
I think this game has a bit of an issue of deciding whether or not Toki and Tawa are just clumsy occasionally or ditzes. Like, I mean...
That's far enough, Toki. The bunches are getting smaller as you go. They might break finally. You should have started this before. Just saying.
Also, Java, it's pretty clear that the game, in a lot of points, foregoes common sense to have a joke.
I mean, the problem is, like, well, we have so many scenes where Toki does act sensible, but then there's scenes where she just acts stupid. It's so oddly inconsistent.
So yeah, gonna become a cushion to soften her fall, I guess?
Maybe you should fly up and snag her.
If my arms aren't enough, I'll use everything I've got.
Yeah, like your horns.
This will probably kill me, but whatever.
And plus...
Pedro, spoken like a true My Hero Academia.
Ow!
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can die happy.
First death.
It's okay. Are you okay?
It's okay.
Also, penny shot.
Barely, I can barely see her.
I probably shouldn't say anything. Oh,
Huh? Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Here, let me get up.
like, oh, but I don't mind staying like this just a little longer.
Are you sure? You sound like you're suffering under there.
Maybe that's the point.
I'm really sorry.
Also, the proportions, it's probably because of how the cutscenes are constructed, but the proportions also don't match.
Oh god, you're right. You even told me to be careful, and I still ended up causing trouble for you.
In that case, next time, listen to me, you dumb
Broad.
puds. Yeah, let's go with that.
Apply
yeah.
the brakes, you down broad.
You're so sweet. Your only thought was my safety. For a moment there, it seemed like a typo. Yeah, I'll be sure to do something for you in return. Ooh.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
What just happened was more than enough. Such are the perks of life as a mini dragon.
You nearly died, dude.
Again, Joe, best death ever.
I guess.
It's like in Mortal Kombat the second Mortal Kombat movie.
Well, that was dumb. Moving on.
It was a skit. I mean, it has the makings of being something heartfelt, but I'm sorry, Toki just suddenly being stupid out the gate like that was
Yeah, like I said,
weird.
that's a problem. It forgoes common sense for the sake of a joke. That
Yeah.
can't work all the
Oh
time.
look, time for a heartfelt moment between these two now.
Over tea.
Where'd Toki go?
I'm right here. Okay, had to do it for the sweeping.
Oh yeah, basically we can't afford to have her sweeping animation, so...
But have the scene starts without her in the room.
She was literally in the room when that scene started. Now to give it a little scrub down and
Well,
I'm all done.
Well, it says she's
After you
sweeping out.
scrubble the floors
I
in
need to
Kamsa,
get some
then we
water.
can talk about
Well,
Mercy. Take her
well,
away.
Well, it says she's sweeping outside.
Oh, water sound.
Toki.
Oh, I'm all soaked, and
That's
there's nobody
Toki.
out here to help me.
I'm all soaked, even though I don't look soaked.
I better head inside and get you. You're already inside.
Why do you even bother making this kind of
She
script
doesn't
if
even-
you don't have the means to properly convey the
Game, she doesn't even look wet for crying in the bucket. Why even try?
Sorry. Even Faith and Seraph had a background for outside the inn.
Wow.
It would,
And
they
honestly,
could have used a JPEG or something.
Drake, I need
do
to
I
get
look like I know what a
changed,
JPEG
That's
is?
the thing. No, that's the thing, Shiroi. The backgrounds in Faith and Seraph were just still 2D images, so they're cheaper. The backgrounds in this game
Here,
are actual
wear this.
actual polygons, so they're more expensive.
Honestly, this would be the point where anyone in the team would have said, guys, we don't actually have the means to animate this. Either we work on a different skit, or we just cancel this altogether. Why would the entire developer team was okay with putting this particular bit in? I get it, it's optional, but this has probably still be passed through QA testing.
Like, I
I
gotta
know,
give
that's-
I have to.
Well, Tail, I think I know the answer. There was no play testing. That's the only way this makes any sense. Go ahead, Joba.
I mean, I hate to say it, I gotta give Fairy Friends Rough credit. They did go to greater lengths to actually show what was happening on hand, even
Hell,
if they were limited here.
I'm
and
gonna
there.
go the next step, but this is also partially faulted, at least for America, of NIS America, because this would have been the perfect opportunity for them to use a localization as an excuse to change this kid into something that reflected the scene. Again, since she's supposed to be clean and that gets soaked, have her do that inside instead of outside.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
apparently
seriously.
Apparently,
Seriously.
Pock wanted it to be.
Unless the original skit of Japanese kid was something completely different, this is NIS America fault. I don't fucking know.
So basically, what this skit is essentially Toki was trying to clean up apparently outside, even though it would have made more sense for her to be sweeping inside. She got soaked with the water she used to clean, and now Drake's blindfolded because she needs to change, apparently. It's not like she has another room where she could change in. No.
How big is this house anyway?
Sorry, Tail, we only could only animate the living room. But, okay, to recap what's happening, basically she had to get changed, so Zach has to close his eyes, and it's why the black screen. However, apparently she's in trouble, but so Drake is now, as my choosing, try to follow the sign of her voice to see if he can somehow try and find a way to help her.
You know, maybe it's a bit of a nitpick, but am I the one who is a bit disoriented by the game constantly calling what is actually Zach Drake? Like, I know he's in Drake's body, but... Dudes, way to get us to not remember the protagonist's name with you referring to him as that.
Well, I mean, this Drake's got more personality than the Drake we saw in Blade Trinity.
Ouch.
Congratulations, Ryan. And that's exactly the big problem, Tail. Have you ever played an Image Epoch?
Are you okay?
No, well, you did show me a bit of our first Fantasia.
They're by no means brilliant developers, but they're at the very least competent. It's like a complete. It's like these guys, for some reason, had their talents neutered during the making of this game.
Did they ever have a trend where they would be up and down with stuff, or was it like, you know, did they ever release something this bad before?
Okay. No, they're okay. I'll have to. Hold on, let me check their catalog real quick.
Anyway.
Oh no,
Joe, no, Jake, your nose is bleeding.
What?
It must be from running into that wall, you know, 'cause you're blindfolded.
Actually, I kinda doubt it.
Here, let me fix you up right away.
Jesus Christ, how hard is it? It's exactly like Theo said. You should have realized that this was a lost cause. Whatever. Toki's love increased. Yeah, whatever. Don't care. Image Epoch.
To be honest, this is nothing new. One common complaint that NIS America's localization has been accused of, particularly for these games that they did, was that they became very stubborn about things that either needed a change or didn't need a change.
I mean,
But
Nisa
enemies
America.
wanted to do whatever they wanted.
I've heard more good of Nisa America than bad. But
They
I won't deny
they
they
only
do have
function
some
well
faults.
with their own internal IPs, and not when they need to localize other stuff, people's stuff.
All
That
right.
would explain all.
to
Why
my
did you go back here?
because I wanted to see the conversations, the local conversation, but this time with Toa. Because remember, there's alternate versions for each girl. So I think that's what I did.
I get that, but why did you leave, then go back, then leave again? Is it like you can? Oh, I get it. Let me guess. You can only change their states outside the tea room.
That's it. Thank you, Jova. Like I was trying to remember my mental process, but I couldn't. Thanks. But okay, never mind. I don't even remember what I was doing when I recorded this. Ugh. Whatever. The point is, yeah, you can go see. Okay, Teo. Here's the thing. Okay, to be fair, I didn't play all of their games. But here's the thing. But I played the Luminous Arc games, and they're good. And their major. Okay, the most comparable one I can talk about is once again Arc-Rise Fantasia. Arc-Rise Fantasia was their previous console JRPG before this one, and that game, by all means, is not perfect. And by that I mean I'm talking about the original version that the developers intended, without the Shay localization. That game is by no means perfect, but it's a perfectly respectable traditional JRPG. It's competently made. There's cutscenes that are animated. Yes, most of the stuff involves sprites, but the sprites are. But the stories
Here
are.
we go.
Toa,
Okay.
will you whisper to me each night before bed? Let's come
Oh my!
This is so cringy.
Never mind. Was that
Yeah,
not-
what Toa did.
Ricardo, did you just posted cringe?
Okay. How many times have we seen this animation now?
So how can we
I
help?
wouldn't
times to
mind
catch.
if once again the actor's delivery actually matched the comical timing.
Also, what was with that sound effect? Like somebody was pressing a button.
Yeah.
Really so
Like-
Also,
surprising
Linus
you
without
two
his mask
that
on the
you both had to
background.
react
Yep,
twice?
same with Lucy.
No, that's not it. We're not surprised. We're totally
That's the thing. Okay,
tranquil, man.
hold on. I'll wait
Yeah,
till this is
we
over.
get orders like that all the time.
I'd be surprised if they got any orders at all.
Why are you such
This one
assholes?
has your name on
Toa's a
it.
judgmental bitch, and Drake is also kind of. Sorry,
Don't give it a
Zach is
second.
also
Talk
kind
to
of an
them.
asshole.
Now, in
Yeah, Zach is.
exchange,
Both
won't
our
you
both
reconsider?
our male and female protagonists are
Forget I said it.
assholes.
I
Like-
mean, okay, Zach, I can kind of get why he doesn't like Ricardo, because Ricardo has a tendency to hit on his fiance, but yeah, Toa's standoffish. That's kind of why I prefer Toki a bit more, if only because Toki, while a bit of a generic nice girl, seems to have more purpose to her character here and there. Granted, I guess it also helps that she's the one who's supposed to marry Zach from the get-go, whereas Toa is kind of
Well,
just
remember,
that
Java,
other
technically-
personality, apparently, along the way.
Well, technically, Joe, the player is the one who decides who he marries in
Well,
the end.
no. I'm talking about the story as it begins.
Oh, that. Yeah, well, Toa has been tucked
I just
away in
hope
Toki's
Ricardo's
brain
cake
for a
tastes
long
as horrid as I
time. But
remember.
again, the
I'm
writers
sure
couldn't come up
it'll
with a
be
good
as
reason
terrible
why
as
she
ever.
shows up now. So they even have the character herself go, "I'm not entirely sure," and just hopes and again, like I said, this is typical cop-out writing. Raise the question, imply that there's going to be an answer later on, but then they just hope that we forget the question ever was asked. Again, like Luke said, Stephen Moffat, Doctor Who.
Here, Reijo. Give this cake a
Yeah,
try.
this is still going.
It might let you speak to your mom again.
This still doesn't make any sense to me. But I suppose I
Where's
can
the
try
music?
it.
It's not there.
Don't worry, Teo. I'll take care of that.
Also, is that spaghetti in that cake?
Dun,
Don't go into the
dun.
light.
There you go.
No.
Is that working for you?
Do you see
Suppose.
anything? I see a river.
The river
A
Styx.
river in a dry
Lead
land.
you to hell.
You are trying to kill me.
Did you also see the last taste in a Lost Town?
Mom, you can hear me.
Yes, it's working.
I wonder who voiced Reijo's mother.
Ever since
We will never remember, Joel. There's a shit ton of voice actors' role that will never be known
where'd you go?
in this game.
Remember who you are,
Someone
Reijo.
actually-
You are my daughter.
Maybe you need to eat more of the
Remember. Remember? Oh, wait,
How
sorry,
about,
wrong project.
Just one more bite.
How would this even work? Let's pretend you're a studio executive.
You can do it,
Hey,
Just
boss,
eat it.
I had this great idea for a story for our JRPG. There is this storyline where the girl eats a bad cake, and as a result, she can see the spirit of her dead mother.
Lemon cake.
You're fired.
We don't have
Again, though, I just want to point out that there was spaghetti in that cake, and anchovies too, you monster.
Whatever you want.
Am I greenlit, boss?
Did Burger
Yes,
penetrate that cake?
well, yes,
just
yes. As in, you're going to the
want to
greenlit
apologize
sign
to you.
above the door that says
Mom,
exit.
I
Now
loved
get out
you
my
when you
office.
were
Mother, you rendered before me as a blue flame with terrible frame rate. Seriously, that thing was literally
I
flickering,
have
and
something
not
I
in a
want to
good
tell you,
way.
too. The time I got to
The
spend with
fucking
you.
the spirits in Kudi 2 are much more better rendered, and they're literally just floating flames.
Right at the edge of
Well,
town.
that flame is a sprite too. The ones in Inokuni are actual models. So
I suppose,
Still,
but
though, you
even
could do
so, you
better
can make
than-
it more detailed.
Okay,
It simply touches.
Here's a better example. The spirits in
I
Shantae
never saw them.
and the Pirate's Curse were rendered better than this.
Also,
Oh my
I
god,
take
that
it-
flickering!
I take your
Yes.
Gato kind of fucked up for this part, Pedro.
no, it didn't. That's the sad part too. This is actually from the
Thank you
game.
so much for that.
Hmm.
I don't want you to worry about me anymore. Huh? I'm not now.
Ended with friends. The prince.
Yeah, seriously, I think this is actually a problem or recording problem.
Oh, is it?
Still a
Oh, never
weed?
mind. I didn't notice this. Oh well.
Just make sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
noti-
I think Taylor's right. Now that I see
I noticed that also before at the beginning of the part, the audio got desynced for a bit whilst you were scrolling the menu.
Ah well.
Basically, Joe, recording with your Gato for all these months kind of made me have a good eye when something
No
gets
way.
fucked up.
Understandable.
Mhm.
It was nothing.
Let's just head home for now.
Let's go and talk over some tea.
No.
Yay. All right, Shira. Now it's time for you to bring up your tea.
I don't
I
have
wish
any.
I wish, yeah, me too.
Well,
I wish I had it for this.
Too bad then.
Maybe my
It's a shame you
paracetamol.
it's a shame you couldn't bring up your tea for the tea parties between Ferdinand and Evan during the main campaign of that game.
Nah.
We should discuss this Netherdrake situation more when we get back.
I think our only option is to talk to him.
Well, we tried that already. Maybe there's something more.
Diplomacy was never an option. Oh no.
All right, let's talk over this, I guess.
This hot tea is wonderful.
Why aren't you using
Cleansing the
coasters?
cake toxin from my body.
Yeah, seriously, you do not want rings on that table.
Well, technically, sure, they never put the teacups on the table. I've never seen them do it.
Toxins going.
But how are they moving their hands now? Where's the tea gone?
She's got it there.
So you see, Shiro, thanks to the magic of budget animation, every time the characters need both hands, the teacup just magically disappears, and then magically reappears when they want to drink tea.
Of course.
Right.
Oh wait,
Bad ball.
So there's no rings on that table.
Well, Shiro, do you see anything wrong with that table? It looks fine to me.
Nope.
All we need to worry about
Again,
now
magic.
is what
They
to
put.
do
Well,
with
okay. How about this,
Netherdrake.
Shiro? They put their teacups in magic space, like the.
Not just
It's
that.
a null space.
Not just that. I would have to say, hygiene-wise, this is terrible. Usually, even for a tea party, a table needs to have some form of protection, like some handkerchiefs or something like that.
Yeah, there's usually a tablecloth or whatever.
Yeah.
Because tea stains.
It's can become very sticky.
Ugh.
I wonder, could we maybe just solve this problem by going back in time and stopping our past selves from interfering with the deal?
How deeper can you go?
We'll just have to go
Hey,
convince
didn't
Netherdrake
say like,
to
hey,
nullify the
they
deal.
didn't say there are any limits to this time travel stuff.
Really the only option we have left.
I hate this song.
But that's way too.
What, the song and dance with time travel or the song we're listening to?
This we're
Whoa.
listening to right now.
Okay then.
Not, according to Shiro, this is not a good tea party theme at all.
No, there's no cake, no sandwiches. Key.
No. I mean the theme itself. You said that the theme is not appropriate for a tea party.
I just don't like the theme.
There you
Me
go.
neither.
you're more likely to find an
Well, that's why I put it on that FIFA part, because I will be
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I don't think the theme itself is bad. It's just that the game overuses it.
I get the feeling, Shiroi and Tio, that you guys are associating it with the terribleness of this game, which, yeah, I don't
Most
automatically blame
definitely.
you, but that is what tends to
Yes.
happen. Like Pedro said, the theme itself is by no means terrible. In fact, it gets the job done just right. Like, it definitely does get across the idea of, you know, this is a more relaxing
chilling.
time here
Yeah.
and there, you know,
Yeah.
where the less heavy stuff isn't happening. The problem is that we come here practically for everything.
Hear me just now?
No, a bad theme would be the trumpet theme.
Not at all.
Even the trumpet theme, I feel, does its job properly, but again, it's used so terribly that, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you grew to hate it with how they use it.
I would disagree because the instrumentation just sounds like it doesn't care.
Isn't that kind of the intent, though? You know, it's sort of like the E-Rank theme from Sonic Unleashed.
That's what I compared it to a few parts ago, and it's like, but that's more fun because it's deliberate.
Yes, it's meant to express how much of an utter failure you are.
So much so that the orchestra don't even care.
Stop pointing. It's very rude.
Objection.
Well, I guess it's fine.
So, I'm sorry, what was the conversation there, Pedro?
Basically,
Diplomacy
blah, blah,
with Netherdrake. The
blah, blah,
violence is
blah,
that.
blah, 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 blah. Diplomacy with Netherdrake. It's not going to work out. We're just going to beat the shit out of Netherdrake until he says yes.
The violence is escalated.
So basically, this entire bottle crap with the cake was just a waste of our time.
I feel like there should be a certain moment when we find out something. Oh, right, yeah.
All right, now let's go back. Select Toki and see what's Toki's thoughts on this.
I swear I've seen you before.
But I think this is going to be anything but easy.
Reijo is right next to us, Toki, actually. So...
someone you want to mess with.
How are we going to convince him? We don't really have any ideas.
We need
Again,
a miracle.
Again, Toki, this is a JRPG. Let's just beat the shit out of
What would
him.
a normal
There you go.
person do in this situation?
The miracle never
Beat
happened.
the shit out of him. That's what a normal person would do.
Oh,
Yes.
good idea.
Of
I'm gonna
course.
practice my technique.
That's how we handle things here in Detroit.
Oh.
I mean, comes up.
Well, well, how about see, again? It's the Dibs method. We'll try diplomacy once, and in the moment an obstacle shows up. Well, I tried. Bounce.
So, let me guess, you're gonna switch back to Tawa, aren't you?
Yes. I just wanted to check real quick.
But of course.
I'll remember most of the first half was with Toki, so now I'm trying to have Toa. But I'm trying to balance the two girls as much as I can.
Oh, it's perfectly fine.
Can you not talk anymore?
Oh, no, I was just practicing my dragon skills before going up against
Your
Netherdrake.
dragons.
Yeah, okay, here's the weird thing. This story kind of implies that dragons in this world, there's something of a kinship. It's weird, let's just say.
All right, but before we do that, but we're not going to face Netherdrake right now. First, we're going to have another side conversation. This time with Toa.
All right.
The Wicked Forest. You can tell it's wicked because this one's red. Actually, shouldn't it be green if it's wicked?
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
it's usually associated with wishes.
Yes, the map definitely needed to be this big developers. It definitely did. Okay, while this is going on...
Wow,
I forget
the audio
it.
desync has even become more noticeable.
The Wicked Forest. This is one of the optional dungeons, isn't it?
Fortunately, the rest of this part is non-voiced, so whatever. Hopefully the next part will have this.
I'm sorry, Pedro. This just doesn't do. Scrap this and make it again.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Seriously, it does one thing I've learned in our Unreal Engine 4 classes with virtual worlds. It's never make your game environments big with very little to do in them. Either make them small, concise, and plenty interactive, or if you want to make them big, make sure you fill them with enough to do. And no, random encounters don't count. Okay. Well, unless it's Pokemon.
But yeah, like I was saying, Arcrise Fantasia had fully voiced, fully mocapped scenes, but only the most important ones. You know, level 5 style. But most of the actual conversations are done using sprites. Again, Layton style, like you see the sprites of the characters facing each other again, like a Layton game, you know. True, the sprites don't actually animate. However, fortunately, the game is written with that fact in mind and never actually has a comedy scene or anything that requires visual, or even if it has, then it will change into a proper cutscene where it allows that to happen. Again, it's a budget. Again, it's a game with a somewhat tight budget, of course, because you know, Lumina's Image Epoch is not exactly swimming. It was not exactly swimming in money ever at any moment.
Sure,
I think it's like I said before. The major issue with this game is like, well, where did the big inspiration to have, you know, it supposedly be all hand drawn, and by that I mean like, you know, pretty much right down to even the in-gameplay stuff be all hand drawn, and by that I mean the characters.
I have no idea, Jova. I have no idea why they thought this was a good idea.
I recall you telling me back then that, you know, that was one of the selling points of this game, that it was going to be all hand-drawn. Except
that was the primary reason why the guys at Operation Rainfall were trying to make sure that this game was localized, because they...
I feel sorry for them. I mean, Operation Rainfall, they're definitely good people, and you know, thanks to them, we've gotten a lot of stuff that we might not have gotten before.
They're responsible for making Xenoblade now a proper Nintendo IP rather than being just a footnote
and
that
God
was not
bless.
going to be, you know, to go outside of Europe.
And God bless them for that. But like, man, for all their efforts on this game. Okay. When this game was probably, you know, in development or new, I can see why people would have been excited at the prospect of, you know, a supposedly hand-drawn animated game. But in a way...
Gotta be honest, sorry, go on.
But in a way, it's not even fully hand-drawn anime. Like, sure, the characters are hand-drawn, but the environments are still 3D and all that.
Gotta be honest, Jova, I'd rather have a game that's severely flawed and shitty like this, still actually coming to the West, rather than the situation we were in at least for the 2000s, where a lot of Japanese games did not get released overseas at all.
I definitely
Especially
agree.
with console blocking.
Well, I mean, like, but also we have to be careful we don't end up with sort of like Chaos Wars.
Oh,
you know what I mean, well, Dibs. Anyway.
Go on, Dibs.
Although, if you wanted to spout some flames to dry the area out a bit.
I can't do that. The whole place... Basically, Tor says it's very humid here, so she's wondering if Drake can finish.
That jingle sound effect.
Maybe there's a water source nearby that's creating all the humidity in the air.
A water source?
Yep. If we look around, maybe we can find a secret spring.
That does sound pretty tempting. I was just starting to get thirsty.
Oh, were you now?
We should take a look around.
Sure. Spring.
Oh my god. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make him look small, but look at it, guys. His wings sometimes overlap with the grass. It's
seriously disproportional.
It's that.
You were...
Pepe, I found you.
Image Epoch, you were not the chosen one, true, but you were still better than this. Whatever. What's going on?
Nothing.
Frog.
It's going this way.
Oh, Toa is afraid of frogs.
So the almighty strong female character has afraid of frogs for some reason.
Yeah, you know, I've seen plenty of cases where a badass character has
mice.
I mean, poisonous spiders I can get or something like that, but frogs.
Well, there are some poisonous frogs out there.
And some of them give you hallucinations.
Unless that frog is Shadow Side Komajiro, I don't really think that it can be that scary.
I mean, to be fair, everyone's got their phobias for some reason or another.
Because I was asking for my help, I better show her what I'm a real man's man. Sorry about that. I got this under control, so I'm just a frog. I can't even... You know what? Yeah, my voice will not match the tone of this scene, just like the actual voice acting.
Yeah, come on, try and be better.
Fine. I hope you're prepared, Frogs boy. No, Froggy boy, sorry.
Foggy. Oh.
Haha!
Damn it! Give it up already. Oh, crap.
Is there an implied fight cutscene going on?
Watch out! Tor, watch out! Something's happening, but we can animate it, so imagine it.
It's coming.
Tor, are you okay? Damn it, Frog, how could you?
When you can't even animate a frog for your game.
What are you gonna do now that you're trapped in my mighty jaws? Huh?
Poison you?
And the frog is not there. Phew. Okay, it's all over, Toa.
Did he swallow it?
I don't know, Jova. Just imagine what happened.
Thank you.
It's left for interpretation.
Sorry it felt like that. Are you hurt anywhere?
No, I'm fine. Just a little dirty, that's all.
I have to clean myself.
Whoa, Toa. There's more than just dirt going on with your skirt.
Seriously,
Sure.
what is?
Sorry. Fan service.
Honestly, it's not even that much if you had to ask me.
Meh.
Why did your shirt become suddenly see-through?
I'm
wasn't magic?
not seeing much.
Did a little fairy do this?
Why are
What's
you
wrong?
playing
Why'd
this
you go so
game?
quiet all of a sudden?
Because, Shiroi, it's funny. You're supposed to laugh here.
I am neither amused nor titillated. Like, you know what this game feels like?
Actually, Jova, there's a better alliteration. I'm neither amused nor aroused for
You know,
this.
you know what this game is like? This game feels like that sort of thing that wants to be a porno, but is like at the last minute, no, I'm not even gonna try. Like,
Oh, I mean, so it's like the Supergirl movie.
I'm going to kill
God.
you.
Yep, exactly.
It's not, you've seen Supergirl, Shiroi?
No, I was mostly
She was agreeing with the cutscene.
reacting to Dwebs.
Okay, sorry.
I raise your existence and all knowledge of what happened here today along with it.
so your
And
shirt got
then
sweaty.
Toa killed Zack and the game is over.
What a tragic tale.
Yay.
Can we go home now, game?
What did
Please?
Zack even do? I mean, it's your fault that your clothes got dirty and supposedly that
and Toa's
increases her love.
Well, Joe,
Again.
the fact that her love still increased means I'm guessing you're supposed to interpret this as a tsundere moment.
Yeah,
I just
it is.
interpret it as her level of violence increasing. That's technically what love is.
She does use knives.
Yeah, despite everything, it's still Toa.
Well, Joe, love meaning level of violence.
It's
Jeez,
me,
I
Toa.
wonder if the source material
And
ever
the
laid it in
man
very thick.
finds
Ever laid it in very thick for us.
Oh hey, the Knight's Shield. You happen to be looking for that.
Could not take macaroon.
Because
Sorry,
you have
Toa.
already too many. Honestly, I don't really like macaroons.
Neither do I. I don't really get why people.
I prefer.
Oh no,
pasta.
I can imagine why some people may like them. I'm just not a sweet type of person. That kind of sense.
Alright, let's turn off random encounters for a while.
Oh
Well,
man,
that was the...
part of
Yes.
me would like to see random encounters, but the other part of me knows that if we did turn random encounters on, they
Again,
would
just
be way,
honestly,
way too
after
common.
Bravely Default, I don't get why RPGs are not using that as the golden standard. Put
Yeah.
a percentage customizer. Easy.
I agree. It's like, I like Mook encounters, I just don't like them when they're ad nauseum.
I'm better than I was before.
Like that way, you are allowing people to enjoy degrees what they want, and if you need to actually farm
But just so you
items,
know,
loot,
I'm not
or
scared.
enemy types, you can turn it to max and enjoy all the encounters you
Did you
want.
hear me?
Because if you
I
do
said
just
I'm
an
not
on and off
scared.
switch, you're going way too extreme out on there, and the game
Are you listening
still
to
needs
me?
you to find monsters to grind up.
Personally, I prefer the
saying
Chrono
anything.
Trigger method. Even Dragon Quest adopted
Sorry,
it eventually.
did you say something?
I think, personally, I think the Chrono Trigger method is
Why didn't
the
you
best
say
way we
anything?
can
Sorry, I was just
do this.
lost
But
in thought, I guess.
Mm.
Thank you for that.
You had me really worried. You'd better not do anything like that again.
So we didn't respond to you, jeez.
I really am sorry. But I'll do my best when we go up against Netherdrake, I promise.
Do you have some kind of plan or something?
Well, Drake and Netherdrake
20% of a plan.
Drake thing.
Oh my god, here we go.
I'm just sort of hoping that he responds to some kind of, you know,
Even though that plan doesn't make a lick of sense.
Drake, not all dragons know each other.
That's like if for some reason I came Dwibs met someone who's also called Harley. Oh, this person is also called Harley. So that must mean there must be some familiarity between us. It's not like there's a million Harleys that could be about in the world or anything.
Hell, it's like if you guys expected I knew Obama just because we're both black.
I was actually going to bring up instead Jova Heavy Rain, and you are actually answering to Ethan calling out for his son.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Well, that happened. Moving on.
Well, real heroes don't need plans, so let's go in guns a-blazing.
We've reached his lair.
Let's do this.
Wait, that's his lair? Oh right, because there's a dragon on the map.
I wonder what kind of role Troy Baker would have had in this game.
Probably Netherdrake.
Well, Troy Baker is a man of many, many, many voices, so who knows?
We'll see. Alright, see you for the next part.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.